My soldiers push forward! My soldiers scream out! My soldiers win!
We fuck all you bitches at the trap house. I can't trust you, I can't give you real address. I can't trust you, I can't give you real address. My trap house. I can't trust you, I can't give you real address. I can't trust you, I can't give you real address.
On a previous video that I uploaded, I briefly talked about how much I loved the PSP and everything that the thing had going for it, right? And I wanted to expand a little bit on that on this video right here. I won't go over Phantasy Star again because I've already made an entire video dedicated to Phantasy Star. I will, however, go over little bits and pieces of games that I've had for the PSP and that I've played myself, or demos even, just to go over how much I love this system, because honestly, I have a deep love for this little handheld game system right here. First game I want to talk about is a game that I briefly mentioned a little bit in said Phantasy Star video, R-Type Command. Now, I've played other R-Type games, and they are really kind of like this whole spaceship right there on the side of the screen. They're just shooting, dodge stuff over and over. But R-Type Command took it completely differently, right? R-Type Command was more of a strategy game. There's a big giant field, your team on the left side, enemy team on the right side. You have to explore throughout the field as you discover where the enemy are, and you kill them pretty much. It's almost like it has this weird RPG type of aspect to it, along with like this tactical thing going on with it too. I feel like if they were to make more R-Type games like that, the series would blow up to the degree that I feel like it deserves, because R-Type Command, that was fun. That game was fun. R-Type Command for the PSP was really fun. I actually enjoyed it. Not a lot of people like games that are like that, but I did, and that game was really fun. Next game that the PSP had that I also mentioned in said Phantasy Star video, Patapon 2. Specifically Patapon 2. Patapon 3, it didn't hit as well with me as it did 2. Patapon 1 was good. Patapon 2 completely freaking upgraded everything that was great about part 1 and fixed stuff that was wrong with part 1. Now, Patapon 2 is a very weird rhythm game. You would control your units, have them fight throughout the field for you and stuff like that, and progress through the levels, but you do not have free control over them. You freaking control them through the rhythm of your drums, or I believe it's also a tambourine or something like that, throughout the game. And it's very out there. It's very experimental, but it was really fun. There's a lot of units that you can get. There's some light multiplayer to it as well. I believe it's local multiplayer, so you do have to be like within the same room and stuff like that. The game was really good. I enjoyed it a lot, and they actually re-released it on the PlayStation 4, so I definitely copped that. But Patapon 2 was really good. But you have to freaking really be into it with that game. You cannot have like any noise around you distracting you, or else it'll knock you off rhythm, and then now I'm sitting there eating attacks because I got knocked off and lost my rhythm. Like, it's one of those, you know. Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. That game continues to be one of my most favorite games of all time, and continues to pretty much sit there really high up, at least top 5 on my lists of most favorite games just ever that I've ever played, like in general, not even just PSP games. Even though they released Crisis Core pretty much like on PlayStation 5 with Crisis Core Reunion, I still love both Crisis Core Reunion and OG Crisis Core equally. I love that game. I love Final Fantasy VII. The fact that that prequel came out and is so popular and is really so good really warms my heart, seeing Final Fantasy get the type of love that it's getting nowadays. And Crisis Core is no exception to that. Freaking Zack remains to be my most favorite character in Final Fantasy, just in general at all. Now, GTA Vice City Stories, this is where it gets kind of crazy, right? Because that game is a full-fledged console GTA game on PSP. That's the weird part to me. They didn't water down anything to try and like make it fit on the PSP. The old classic PlayStation 2 GTA games that you would play, like San Andreas or whatever, it's pretty much that, but on PSP with with Vice City Stories, and that's what like made me go, what the hell? Even as a kid, like they managed to fit an entire GTA on this thing. that was nuts, because there's not really much to say at that point. At this point, everyone has played GTA. It's GTA, a console PlayStation 2 GTA game on a PSP. That's kind of like, bro, what? Final Fantasy Dissidia Duodecim. Now, see, with this game right here, this game I've put countless hours into, more than I would like to admit, right? Now, freaking Duodecim specifically, because it is the definitive way to play Final Fantasy Dissidia on the PSP. Why? Because it has the story from the first Dissidia, as well as the new story that's in Duodecim, as well as other characters and stuff that they have put in, new stages, new mechanics like assists and all that. And in all honesty, this game is fantastic. It merges games from, it shows the protagonist and the antagonist from every single Final Fantasy that was up to that point. Every mainline one, the newest one being 13 at that point in time. So that game had lightning in it. It had Cloud, Sephiroth, Tifa, and stuff like that, and as well as Tidus and Jecht, the Warrior of Light, freaking Garland, a bunch of people from a bunch of Final Fantasy games. They're all just fighting in that big old game. It was really chaotic at the time, and there was a lot, and my god, that game was hard as hell. But that game was really good. That game was awesome. And I feel like the PlayStation 4 version they came out with, it was a very big missed opportunity, because I loved Dissidia. And the PSP Dissidia games to this day are like huge classics for me. I love those games, especially even the first one. I love them. See, now I feel like Jak and Daxter: The Lost Frontier doesn't get enough love, because yes, it's not as good as the first 3 Jak and Daxter games, or really as good as Daxter on the PSP. But Jak and Daxter: The Lost Frontier, I actually like that game a lot. You know, I know it was made by a different studio, so it felt kind of, you know, off and all that. But like, I don't know, man. I feel like that game is like overly hated. You know, I really like that game a lot. I only had the demo to that game. I didn't have the full game, so I had to play the demo over and over. But like, there was a point in time where I traded one of my games for that one for my friend. So I did play the full one like late in its lifespan. But like, I did kind of like, I was like, dude, this game's pretty good. I don't know what's all the hate. You're like, y'all kind of need to relax, you know? Now, I know I'm kind of blasting through these games real quick, so I'm going to just keep it going, right? Another one I got, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Heroes 3. That game was hard as hell for no reason. See, now, I had that game's demo when it first came out, and I was like, oh, sweet, a Naruto demo, because really, you wouldn't get a new demo for like months at a time, and you were kind of just playing a lottery at that point. So, when they came out with a Naruto demo, I was psyched. Then, I was playing the demo, loved it. The demo even had a multiplayer mode that you can play with your friends and all that. So I had a second PSP, and I had a friend of mine come over. We'd play it. It was awesome. Now, I believe about a year and a half later, it was Christmas time, and my dad bought me some PSP games randomly. And one of them was Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Heroes 3. I was freaking happy because I played the demo, loved it, and I was like, great. Now I got the full game. That game was difficult as hell. I had never gotten all the characters in that game because of how hard it was. It was one of those games to where like the odds would be stacked against you the entire damn time. You'd start the fight with 80% of your health missing, or defeat them with an ultimate move, something like that, right? And it would always be hard as hell. But despite that, I loved that game. That game was incredible. I loved it. It was so freaking... That game made me so happy, dude. And I believe that game goes through the first half of Shippuden, so around the whole Pain era, like around there, because there is no Chakra mode Naruto or anything like that. So it was around the whole Pain era of Naruto, but despite that and the PSP limitations, that was a pretty damn good game. And that's it. That's pretty much it for me. So, I mean, like I said, I've played a lot of games on the PSP. These are just some of the games that I've played on the PSP that I can remember that I wanted to talk about. And like I said, I've played a lot of games on this system. I honestly could just go on all day, or else this video will be an hour long. I don't want to do that. So again, you know, you guys should buy yourself a PSP or get a PSP emulator. I don't know. I still have my PSP Go, so I can play on original hardware. But as for you guys, really, it's up to you. These games are definitely worth checking out. Go do yourself a favor. Try it out. Check it out. You guys will like it. These games are fun. This system was made around you just having fun. I feel like that's what they prioritized, and I love them for that. This game is awesome. This game is incredible. I keep saying game, it's this system. I can still sit there and dust off my PSP and play some old games and have a good time. Honestly, I love this thing. I can go on all day about it. I love this thing. Get yourself a PSP or a PSP Go, PSP 3000, whatever one you feel like getting. You can buy them off eBay. Just go ahead. Do yourself that favor. Get yourself these games. My PSP is modded, so you can mod these things and just get the games for free. If you feel like getting the actual games, go right ahead. But it's worth it. The system is great. I wish we got a PSP too, honestly.
Forever, ever. I got what you like, yeah.